Such a dope intro. Thank you so much, Architect, for that one. We got to appreciate you for that.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Rad Batch. It has been a minute. Me and Tim were just looking over the comment right. It's about goddamn time. You haven't done a live in months. I mean, it's only been 1 month, and it was like right before Christmas.
It's been since last year, technically.
Yeah, if we're gonna get technical, it's been since last year. Must be too busy watching Reva reruns. Yeah, she does look good. I can't even lie. She's pretty badass, especially her in that spandex. Oof, baby, she looks good in that. But we are back. What is going on, everybody? How you guys been though? How you doing, Tim? How's everything? You've been live streaming a lot, so what's up with you?
Pretty good, man. Just grinding. We're gonna get monetized, leveling up this year, going Super Saiyan mode, man. Coming back like MJ. We're in the 4 or 5.
There you
Ready
go.
to transition to 2, 3, man. Gonna be dunking on those fools.
All right. He said my whole team. Yeah, we looking like the Bulls of 92 and 93. Let's go. All right. I'm messing with it. I'm messing with it. What's up, Architect? What you been up to, guys? See, you've been doing some stuff. You've been putting out content. What's going on with you, bro?
Not a whole lot. Just about the same, man. Just gliding through the beginning of this year, I suppose.
Yeah, man. It's been, I feel like we started off. It's been an interesting start to the year with like you would think there wouldn't be that much news, but there has been a lot of news, and it's been controversial, which we're gonna get into in a little bit. But I do want to give a special warm welcome to the channel. He's been here before. He's a homie of mine, lives out here in the East Coast. We've done a meetup, we've met up, we've hung out. I want to give a big shout out to Everything Star Wars, aka Rob's Rules, bro. What's going on?
What's up? I'm here. You're there. Thanks for being there. How's everybody doing, man? Good to see you,
man.
What's going on?
Good to see you.
Yes, brother.
All right, all right.
I know. All right. I know. We've been I've been trying to get you on. I know what was it? We were supposed to go on, I think, last year, but I ended up getting COVID. Going back to Great Jedi's comment, I had gotten COVID. Like, that was bad. I didn't want to do shit. It was the holidays. I was like, nah, I'm too sick for all this, man. Like, I'm sick again. Like, I have tea right next to me. I think I have freaking, I don't know what I got, but my throat is on fire. So,
damn,
Java,
bro. I don't even drink tea, man. I can't stand tea, bro. But it's helping right now a little bit. It's not even hot anymore. It's terrible. It's like cold ass tea. But that's what it is. It's just cold tea, bro. But how you doing, Rob? How you been, dude? How's your channel? How's everything? What's going on with you?
Personally, I haven't done much with the channel. I've been so busy with life. It's just utter chaotic. But you got to do what you got to do in life sometimes. Some things take over. So you got to do what's important. The channel is here. I'll get back into it. Got some views on some things I wasn't prepared for. I was like, wow, what are them like 15,000 on a short? I was like, whoa, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so I was pretty happy about that.
I think Tim and Architect, I don't know. I think you guys stick more with you guys do shorts, right?
Yeah, I was really I was posting. There was a while I was posting like 3 a day, and one of them I got one hit like 1.5 million. Like, it was just
my god!
Yeah, it was the dumbest video ever. It was like a Raylo video, and I was playing on the gimmick when Kylo Ren takes his helmet off, and like his hair is just all perfect. So I had like the Sith eyes and all that, and I took my helmet off and just shook my head, shook my hair, and there was like 2 chicks, like twins, and they just passed out after seeing it. Like, it was like a Stitch did or whatever. So,
yeah,
that's mad funny, dude. Well, when you do get monetized, hopefully they give you some good money for that, because
for real.
Your paycheck is probably gonna look nice, to be honest with you, for that. Hopefully, good hopes. Rob. No, but dude, I mean, you gotta get back into it, because, dude, you're like, so your other channel's at freaking 10.9 thousand subscribers. You had 10,900. So like, you gotta get that channel going, bro. I know you were going with that, but do you have any plans to get your other channel back going, or?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of stuff going. I got some videos ready to go. I just have to edit them. I've been a little lackadaisical. Like you said, holidays hit. I got sick. I was working seasonal. I was working part-time, full-time. So it wasn't much time for me to really do. But now I got some time, and I can get back into it. So, that was it.
For sure.
Just need to work, make that money. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. But yeah, no, without further ado, yeah, we gotta get into it because there's a lot. There's a lot. Oh wow, of course I would get a call like right now. Right when I'm on a live stream, somebody would call me right now. Right now.
Nah.
Without further ado, let's get into it. So we know about the news of none other than the whole situation with what's her name, the director Charmaine, or I always obliterate her name. Does anybody know how to say her name right? Because I can never get it. I don't know if you know how to say it, Tim.
Obaid. I can't actually know.
Yeah, no. I think if you actually try, you still won't be able to.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it's just. It's
I think it's yeah, I think it's Obaid-Chinoy or Obaid-Chinoy. I tried. I looked it up on Google on how to pronounce it, but I still think I'm butchering a little bit.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But we do know. I think Tim, you were doing a live stream. You were talking about it too. I had hopped on. By the way, if you don't know, Tim has a channel. He also does live streams as well, which you did have on Saturday. Was it? Yeah, I think it was Saturday, right? If you could hear me.
Saturday.
Yeah, okay. It was Saturday. Yeah, because I actually didn't even go out like that. I was like chilling at home. I was like, let me not go out. But it ended up being that I don't know if you guys heard and everybody. We know that she's been very controversial and everything, and she had said that she's thrilled about the project because I feel like we're about to create something very special. And then she had told CNN we're in 2024 now, and it's about time that we had women come forward to shape a story in a galaxy far, far away. So we'll go through the lineup. Tim, what was your thoughts? I know you gave a little bit of it on your channel, but I want to get your take. What do you think? Maybe you had some, a couple days to process it and really kind of dive into it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think overall just like kind of bad PR, and I think they really need to start doubling down or like training like celebrities how to not offend people in the interview, because like I know the first her comments originally were from 8 years ago, and they're like, oh, they're taken out of context. But then she kind of doubles down and says we need to reshape Star. It's about time for a woman to take over to reshape Star Wars. So it's just a bad look.
Right. Yeah. What were your thoughts, Architect?
Oh yeah, pretty much the same thing. You guys can hear me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically the same. It's just I know there's a lot of people whenever that came up and people were pointing out all this. People were getting a little bit offended by it, and but they were not. Apparently they're not aware of this other quote by her where she's just like, it's clear that she's being used to try to divide
the
fans, the men and women fans, and so it's like, and then it's really just like a big kind of like an assault on men, because it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. That's pretty much all I can say.
Yeah, got you. Everything Star Wars. What'd you think, bro? What are your thoughts on this?
I gotta be honest, I haven't really kept up with everything lately because here's I'm just gonna give you the synopsis. Every time I see articles, it's always about this one's gonna come in and then this one gets fired, and then they're gonna do this movie and then they let this one go. And so it's like I'm at a point that I'm like, okay, do I believe who's in, who's not in, who's out, who's not out? And then you got YouTubers, I'm not gonna say who say certain things, and they got sources. And this one, Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Then she signs a 5-year contract. That, so I'm like, listen, you know what? This is ridiculous. Yeah. At this point, it's like, I don't know what's happening. But here's what I do know. I do know that Florida, they got the governor against Bob Iger. I know that Bob Iger's trying to push movies, and it just seems that they're so scared to put a movie out already. And it's like we hear, oh, it's going to be Favreau and it's going to be The Mandalorian. No, it's going to be a Rey movie. No, it's going to be a Lando movie. No, I don't know what movie it's going to be anymore.
Right.
Because I'm so lost at this point of reading articles, and then months later, it's like, nah, we're not doing it. Oh, yeah, we got a new writer. No, we fired him. No, we didn't like this director. Like, I just fear. I just think that they are so fearful after Solo tanked, and the way that the reaction with the trilogy went, that it caused such a divide. They're like, What do we do? Do we put out a movie? Do we not put out a movie? It's so frustrating at this point. I was just like, I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, I know Tim, when I was on your channel, I was talking about how I think the reason why, well, I want to get into the movie part yet, but you know, I think when it comes to her, I think it's the fact that she, you know, like when she came out with CNN and talked about this on, you know, once 2024 hit, I think that's what really made it look worse. And it really like shed a light on her, on who she is and the stuff that came out in the past. So it's like, to everybody, they think it's like I think you were saying it, Architect, you know, it was a comment that was said 8 years ago, but then it's like she comes back, right? Like, right. So if she would have never said anything, she would have been golden. But the fact that she came out to CNN and then kind of said this comment is like, oh, you still kind of have that mentality. And like now it's gonna really divide the fandom. And it's like we already feel that division already in the fandom. So it's like, do we really need more of this? Do we really need people that are gonna do something like that? And I think that's where the problem comes in. Because it's like we've already have been going through since George Lucas sold it. There's been so many problems. Do we really need more ammo? Like, do we really need to stir the pot even more? Especially after everything, after you said, Rob, you know, after how the sequels went down. I mean, you would think that they would just kind of go in a direction that's just like somebody that is you know, what's the word? I guess you could say that's non-controversial.
Right.
Before.
It seems like this is their intention at this point, because it's like, you know, they know there's no way they're not aware of the fact that this is what is happening, and people like this person have this effect on everybody. And it's like, okay, so you guys are doing this purposefully to get a rise out of men in the Star Wars fandom. That's to just like take it and make it really easy to understand. You guys are like attacking men. It's like, it's what it is.
And they haven't stopped this.
Yeah, they haven't.
Like, they haven't. And this has been going on for years and years. And it sounds like the same old thing again. You know, it's like, oh, you guys are toxic. You're white supremacists.
Men are terrible.
Yeah, men are horrible.
It's ridiculous.
You know, the force is female. You know, it's like, and they did it again. Look, you have Ahsoka, all right. Then they bring in Sabine. Then now it's Rey. Okay, we got the point, man. We got
Y'all hate us. We get it. Yeah, you guys hate us. Yeah.
Even in Mandalorian, like the Mandalorian, Din Djarin came second. Yeah, he came secondary in his own show, kind of. So.
Yeah, but I think Bo-Katan was like, that was a given though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you knew that was going to be the direction. And especially too, like, you have the armor. Like, that's another character too I didn't even think about.
I see the armor, I thought was cool, but that's kind of like the underlying issue that I know every one of us dudes have with all this going on, is that we can see what you're doing. We, you know, after a while, you feel somebody lightly tapping on you, you're going to start feeling a little bit of pain from it. You get what I'm saying? Because they've been tapping you for so long. It's like, we can tell what you're doing, and it's just like, it's getting old, you know? It's like, we don't need you to redo what you've already done with the sequels. Like, ever since they bought, you know, Star Wars from George, it's been nothing but a controversy the entire time. And them, you know, proving how they're better than men. Like, to put it
frank. And you know George isn't happy with all this. You know,
oh, heck no.
I'll give you another one. How about the Book of Boba? Who took over? Boba just sat in the background.
Fennec. Yeah, she was cooler than Boba.
Yeah, she was.
She's stronger than Boba Fett, and it's like, yeah, Boba Fett, you need to sit down. You're too big or whatever. You know, you're not.
Dad bod Boba.
Yeah. Well, let's just.
You know what's crazy, guys, is that in the last 4 years, it's literally just been women. So it's like they're pushing this narrative that like we need more, but it's like in reality they've been there.
It's all we've had the whole time.
It's if you think about it, since they announced it, it's been even the Acolyte. You see the new show, The Acolytes.
This is what I'm saying, my brother. Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
I don't understand why everything has to be like they're injecting like real life stuff to this fantasy world, and it's like bleeding in the script. And also the fact, why does this like it or not, like more boys like Star Wars than girls? I know it's grown to kind of, there's more women ever that
Careful
are liking
there.
Star
Be
Wars, but it's still
careful there.
primarily. I know.
Getting hot
I know.
water,
It's
Stan.
no. I did.
You're gonna be.
I know. I did a whole stream about this, so check it out. Statistically, if you look at the numbers, more men are into Star Wars than girls. Statistically, it's a fact. So check it. Check my stream out.
Just calling a spade.
But
Yes,
yeah,
please
but
check
the
out
thing
Tim's-
is,
his channel's in the
I just don't
description.
understand why every. Yeah, I don't understand why every brand has to be that. Even though like the MCU, they're calling the MCU, the Star Wars. It's like you're taking all like our
Star
stuff.
Wars.
Like you're taking my toys away. Like
Right.
why can't we have something? Like we already had Rey lead. She was the lead in the sequel trilogy. Why can't we
Is
shift
that
back
not-
to like a boy character or strong?
Like, does anybody
lead
else
that's
not
male.
feel like that's like hate towards the other gender? I mean, it's like
Mhm.
if you're just looking at it logically without any emotions to it, it's like, why are they doing that? If we're just here enjoying Star Wars, why are they like deliberately attacking men for being male?
Don't know.
What is the deal?
To me, how about this? How about they go a different route altogether, make it an alien? We never seen an alien be like a Kit Fisto, or something like that. How about
That'd be
do
dope.
some?
That would be
yeah.
dope.
How about do that? They've never done that. Like,
But it would probably be a woman alien, like a girl.
Probably. You're probably right about that.
So it wouldn't even matter anyway.
Yeah, or there would some type of different gender other than male. Because if you raise the male up a little bit too much, everybody gets offended by it. And it's like, but this is the thing: is that the reason why the whole strong woman character don't work is because what they're trying to do is say it's a strong female character, but you're trying to put the woman in the place of a man, and you're trying to make a woman masculine and say that this is how women should be, looked at and stuff. And it's like, no, a woman can be strong in her femininity, and they don't that. That's the problem.
Agreed.
I just thought about this. They've been really pushing this woman agenda thing. I'm sorry. They've really been pushing this so hard to the point where did you guys notice that, like, remember in The Rise of Skywalker, they had that same-sex kiss scene with the women? Like, I'm not, listen, like, I'm not, but like, what happened to the men? Like, why didn't the men get any? Like, I'm surprised nobody in like the men, like, why haven't gay men said anything about this? Because it's like, women are okay, but like, what about the men? Like,
right.
Well, they did in Andor too. How about in Andor, right? You had the two female couples, right? The couple.
Right.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
It's
like
it's not diverse enough.
I think they're honestly,
yeah,
I'm gonna go a different direction and say
I'm
something.
fine if you want to make it diverse. I'm fine if you want to make it, whether it's a skin or religion or what. I don't care. None of that bothers me. Just tell a good story and make it diversified. I have nothing wrong with it. There can be male and female Jedi. No big deal. There can be black, white. Who cares? It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Just tell a good story and make it equal. That's all they gotta do. And tell a good story and make it equal. What's the big deal?
Hey, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If you think about it, right? You guys remember like old school like WWF wrestling, like the 90s, 2000s, and like you ever seen that show Married with Children and all that?
Yeah.
Maybe we're not seeing the big picture here. Maybe they are trying to please the man. If you get what I'm saying. They're just in court. Think about it. Y'all thought about it? Like, everything is women. I didn't think about it till a second. I'm like, why have we had same sex for women but not men?
See, like I thought Ahsoka was pretty good because I think you had a balance there. I think there's Ahsoka, it was balanced. You did have Ahsoka, you did, but you had Ezra, but and then you had Shin Hati, but you had Balin. I thought it was a good, perfect mix. And I was like, if they made it like that, who could complain?
But another thing is that they, what really is getting irritating with, I know all men, at least men like us, what's getting annoying is that you can't allow a man to be an actual masculine man in the shows anymore, and you can't allow him to be able to flex his muscles, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? As a man should. Like, that's probably the reason why they don't want Starkiller in it, because he's too strong. It'll make women intimidated. They should be intimidated when.
What do you mean he is? What do you mean he is incorporated? It's Rey, just in a woman version.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you can make a woman as strong as Starkiller, but you can't have a male play that character. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
it's just stupid.
Yeah, I think they actually did. They executed the battle between Ahsoka and Balin like really well, especially that first fight, because he's a huge man compared to her,
Yeah.
and he was just overpowering with brute strength. That should have been Kylo Ren every time he was fighting Rey. Rey is like a buck, 115 pounds, soaking wet. Kylo Ren's like
Right.
6'2". He's
I know,
built
right?
like realistically, like man, he could not. There's no way she would be able to like take a blow from him if she would have to be using the Force the whole
No,
time to
yeah.
even compete with them realistically.
But Tim, you
But
really,
like,
but hold on. We're talking about. I have to play devil's advocate. We're talking about Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. You really gonna tell
yeah,
me that
but-
Balin really like that made sense? Like that he put it on her? I understand he's a big dude, which he is. It made sense. He overpowered her. I get it with his lightsaber strikes. But I mean, come on, it's Ahsoka, Anakin's Padawan. Like,
yeah,
if she lost that fight, then you might as well just have. I don't even know how he even survived a lot of the fights that he did. So I mean, like in reality, is like.
true.
But but look what they're doing with Anakin, right? Like first off, he faces Kenobi, he gets his ass kicked, right? Then he faces Ahsoka in that World of Worlds kind of thing. He gets beat. Like I haven't seen Anakin beat anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what's
That's-
going on here?
This is what I'm trying to say. They're trying to emasculate the male. It's like, I'll be the one to say it. It's just like they want to make the man a little bit smaller than, he naturally is, and they're forcing us to, consume that, and nobody likes it.
And
But is it
even in Rise
stand
of
corrected.
oh,
I stand corrected. There was a moment he did beat Reva. Okay, so I'll stand corrected with that.
You can't beat Vader, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
what were we gonna say, Tim?
yeah, even in Rise of Palpatine, we get that little flashback of Leia. She kind of bests Luke for a second. So
Ooh.
Yeah, and that little.
Oh,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like that,
So-
to be honest.
yeah, so I realize there's training and stuff, and maybe let his guard down, but still, I mean, they did it to Luke right there. They already like made him Jake Skywalker, the Milkman, and humiliated that character, or
Right.
or assassin. That's character assassination 101 there for you. Like they totally take this great character and just ruin him. But yeah, it's consistent because not only they did it in Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, and then they did it with Anakin. They're kind of like doubling down. It's like, okay, she just bested Anakin, and he's like,
Yeah.
the god of Star Wars. So
It's like what they're ultimately doing, though, and at least as far as I can see, is showing what all of these people that are behind it, how they really think and feel about men. And it's like, okay, so you have no respect for Luke Skywalker. Okay, thank you for letting me know that, because you just had this girl that just became a teenager beat up Luke Skywalker. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's showing us what they are really thinking about us, and it's just it's really ridiculous.
Well, talking about that part, I mean, so we go over here to Kathleen Kennedy, Coach's Corner. When she was asked if Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker could even be involved in the film via flashbacks or as a Force ghost, like he was in The Rise of Palpatine, as Tim was saying, Kathleen Kennedy answered, "I don't know if we'll spend a lot of time in flashbacks or Force ghosts or things like that, but certainly the spirit of what he represents to bring her is going to be significant." Now, what the hell does that mean? Tim, go for it.
oh man, that's yeah. I mean, yeah. I was thinking of
What
the
does
word,
that
like the
mean?
word to like classify it, but yeah, it sounds very like a lawyer, like not into specifics and kind of beating around the bush. But I feel like he would have to come back because that's kind of a thing now. Like all the Force ghosts are always coming back. So I feel like he has to, but maybe Mark Hamill says, "No, dude, after what you did to me, I don't want to come back." But like, I mean, and I was thinking too, like Ben Solo coming back as a Force ghost, but Adam Driver is like, yeah, there's no plans for me coming back. So yeah, I think she's just kind of beating around the bush and needs to like get it settled with Mark Hamill first. So maybe that's what it means.
Okay. What about you, Architect? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's basically kind of what he was saying is that I don't know if we'll spend a lot of time in flashback. That's her way of indirectly saying I don't want to do anything with Luke. We're trying to do our own thing here, so get out of the way with all that. I don't really care if Luke comes back or not. It kind of seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, even she even says it here, like they don't even know even him as a Force ghost, like eliminate the flashback, even just as a Force ghost, because she's saying here, like, you know, but his spirit of what he represents to her is going to be significant. Like what? Like so basically
no, the spirit of Jake Skywalker, not Luke.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, her. Yeah.
What do you think everything Star Wars? By the way, what's up, Mojo Quid? I just peeped you there. What's going on? But Rob, what do you think, man?
Well, I mean, basically, it's like a J.J. Abrams kind of thing. Like every time J.J. Abrams would talk about Star Wars in the future, he would always beat around the bush, like Tim was saying. It's kind of what she's doing. But I can't see Mark Hamill not taking a paycheck. He was in the movies. I'm sure he'd show up. He was there for the Mando, so I'm sure he still wants to be a part of it. I think they just showed a photo of him meeting. Oh God, what's her name? Natalie Portman. So he met her.
Oh yeah,
recently.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
For the first time.
yeah. So
he met his mother.
This is part of Mark's soul. Unlike Harrison, who really doesn't want to be bothered anymore, Anna Driver, who doesn't want to be bothered anymore. You know, it's always been a part of him. It's what made him who he is today. You know, so he enjoys it. He engulfs that. He absorbs it and like, listen, if you want me, I'm there. If you don't, I'm not. You know, but I know he was totally against what they did to his character, but he still took the payday. You know,
right.
So instead of him fighting and saying, listen, I can't do this because you're destroying my character, he took the payday. So.
Well, he threw jobs at what's this guy's name? He threw jobs at Ryan Johnson when they were doing the press tour for. I mean, there were so many. I mean, it's all viral. You guys have seen it. You know, he was pissed about it, and all the more too. It kind of sucks. I mean, nobody knew that that Carrie Fisher was gonna pass away, but like,
no,
all the more it's like the wrong person died. They should have saved him for the end. And I get it. They wanted to knock off everybody, but like, damn, you know, and it goes to show you right there. They really were promoting that women empowerment because had Carrie Fisher not passed away, she probably would have still been alive. She probably would have been in the new sequel trilogy, building up the new order with with release Rey.
Well, she was training Rey when we last left. Remember,
right?
She was the one. That's I mean, I did like what J.J. Abrams did. You know, with his Force Ghost, I did like how he rebutted everything that Johnson did. I did love that part. That was great. And everybody loved when he was in The Mandalorian. Everybody loved that, how powerful he was, because that's what we all wanted. Yeah. I don't know why they're scared of that though. Like Architect was saying, like why? That's what we all crave. Like the people were crying over this. You saw video after video how emotional people were. So give it. If you know the fans are what is so bad. Why aren't you showing it? You could do a movie, you could do a TV show. What happens in between, or they could do it. I just don't know why they don't want to do it. I feel like
it's part of like the whole thing that they got going on. It's like, you know, they just they're deliberately using this as a tool to manipulate. It's just what it is, and it's to manipulate us. And like I was saying before, it's clearly none of them respect men. They all hate men. That's literally what it is. You killed off Han Solo like he was a coward. You killed off Luke Skywalker like he was a pathetic little idiot. And everything that's sacred, everything about Star Wars that made Star Wars what it was, you guys literally took a huge crap on.
Yeah,
and that is manipulation at its highest form. Good.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. I'm sure we've heard about it. I think they actually had like a picture. Someone got a picture. They had this board of what they need to put in Star Wars, and one of them was like not like have much of the OG characters like Luke Skywalker because he'll take away the shine from the newer characters. And then like they had like dinosaurs written on there, and like they had a whole they had a whole list of just like crazy things and stuff.
Dinosaurs.
Do you remember that? Like when I was surfing around, that was real, man. It was real.
It was. There was some other stuff that was pretty questionable.
Well, they had space horses. I wouldn't be surprised, man. You know.
Yeah, that's the only one I think. To be honest, that's the only person I was okay with the death because Harrison Ford has been wanting to be gone for the longest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So honestly, his death was fine for me because I knew he's been trying to exit this for the longest. I was even surprised that he lasted as long as he did in the movie. True. To be honest with you,
I think
he said someone asked him if he was going to do it. No.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think the real issue. I think the real issue was I didn't really care that he died. It's just the fact they made him a deadbeat father. Like they undid his arc.
That's more about what I was like. They just they didn't have any respect for his character, and they know that everybody. It's like you can't tell me that they don't have a little bit of an idea as to how the people or the fans are going to perceive what they're doing. Come on, man! Like they know what they're doing with movies and stuff. So it's like
Right.
Yeah, it almost felt like an alternative universe. Like if you ever watched the Injustice Gods Among Us, it felt like that. Like, so, you know, we know Superman would never like do the stuff he would normally do. Like it's just like a different take, and that's what this felt like. It felt like elsewhere. It didn't feel like Luke Skywalker. Didn't feel like Han Solo. It was just like this alternative, like evil versions or Etsy versions of them or something like that. Just bargained in.
Could you imagine they come out and like say like, "Oh, we got you. This is not like this is all like a what if." Could you imagine? Yo, could you imagine?
Crazy.
That would be insane.
I'd be calling their cat because it's like, no, now that you guys know that your plan didn't work, you guys are capping, bro.
Yeah.
You're trying to change it too.
What's going on? What's going on? Later, Mojo quit. Later, horns up, horns up. Yeah, that'd be some crazy stuff, bro. Like if they were to go that route, like, and they said like, "Oh, we got you. This is all a hoax. Like, this is a different reality. Like, don't worry about it." I mean, you know what's crazy though? See, this is the thing that I've been kind of like leaning towards. I've done like videos that talked about it. Honestly, like the whole world between worlds. I know a lot of people have like issues with it, but like it could create an alternate like universe. Like if you think about it, right? Because like if you think about Ahsoka, I've always said it, like technically she should have died. You know what I'm saying? She was supposed to die on Malachor V when she went up against Vader had it not been for Ezra. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what if they end up going a route where it's like, because Ahsoka lives, Sabine's alive. Like, think about it before all this, right? Because that's I was talking about even with Thrawn and everything like that. Like, how does this lead up into the First Order? Because that's gonna be I was talking about on your channel too, Tim. Whereas like they have to figure out how this is gonna lead to the First Order, because again, when we hear the sequel trilogy, there's no mention of Thrawn, there's no mention of any of these characters, and it's like, you know, like where was Ezra? Where was, you know, and they were canon, like they're in Star Wars Rebels. They mentioned none of the characters that had to do with the current canon. Like, this is the part where I'm kind of like, maybe this is where everything like I think you could explain it more, Tim. It's like you remember in Loki at the end, you have all these alternate realities when like Loki sits down and all that stuff goes, you know, into the branches and stuff. I don't know if that's the best way to I don't know. I'm just thinking it's like a multiverse type. I think that's what Star Wars is going to go. That's what I'm thinking.
It does feel like that too, because like, you know, where the Mandalorian, like they don't even really like exist. They don't talk about Mandalore and all that. Like, how do you not mention any of that? And I guess there were some Mandalorian kind of in the background, but they weren't even like a focus at all. They didn't even have like any Mandalorian friends or just
right.
It's like,
you know, it was such a big big series.
Right. I mean, you know, I understand this, you know, the galaxy is big. You know, it's a big galaxy, and we understand like now we have Peridia to add on to it, you know, like that whole other galaxy that we've never gone to. But it's like you have all these characters that exist, and it's like, now what are you gonna do with them, and how does it make sense? That's just my worrisome for the sequel trilogy with Rey. Like maybe they do end up doing it where it breaks that, and it's a different alternate reality that Ahsoka created or Ezra did technically. Could be that, and
that's the problem too, is like filling in all these gaps, because it kind of creates like retconning what we saw like in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and like I mean they even like retcon some of the stuff in like Rebels, because like in Ahsoka it takes place, like there's a certain scene where they kind of retcon or whatever in Rebels, but that's the problem. They keep like filling the gaps, and it just like, okay, so all this happened, you're gonna tell me all these characters just died off, like Jason Sindola, and you know, like where are they? Like in this, and that's not how do you want to be a Jedi? So,
and that's Baby the thing. Yoda. It's like he's so young, and you think they're gonna kill off a kid character? They just introduced into live action, like.
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't even add up or make sense. Like, that's the other character too. I would assume would be a part of the Rey Order if he's still alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, could he be the one that? Because at this point, I think he'd be like what, like in his like 20s. He'd be in his 20s by the time Rey's movie, or maybe I would say his 20s, probably like 25 by the time that Rey movie happens.
Listen, don't forget Broom Boy, okay? Don't forget Broom Boy.
I've been a bit.
Oh yeah,
I've been a big advocate for him. I'm a fan of Boom Boy, so you could bring him in. I'm cool with that.
I had a question. I know it might go off topic a little bit, but I've always been curious about this, and I'm curious what your thought on this. You know, at the end, again, I know we're not supposed to be talking sequel trilogy, but it always puzzled me when Ben goes to save Rey. Those Knights of Ren, like, weren't they loyal to him? Like, what would make a group of loyalists to this guy turn and want to try to kill him? And I always had a problem with that, and I didn't quite get it. Yeah, but they didn't know he turned. They didn't know anything.
Revenge. The reason why I say revenge is because originally they weren't loyal to him at first. Remember, it was Ren, the leader of the Knights of Ren, the leader of the Knights of Ren. Remember? So if you the comic, I have it right here, Crimson Reign. So that's the original. That's Ren, right? So it ended up being that in the comic series of the Ben comic, whatever, he ended up killing him. So he inherited the Knights of Ren. So in reality, it's like if he turned, they didn't mind killing him. They had no problem going up against him. If anything, is revenge. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need to do a better job of like illustrating that, like, because not everyone's going to read that comic. Sure, it helps, but like, yeah, they should have done a better job, and one of them should at least been like his best friend. You would think one of them would have been actual friend, and you know, more relatable, because they just seem like a pitchfork people. Like they didn't, no character development at all. So yeah, and their backstory is actually, you know, interesting. So
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right, because I did forget the comic, but you're all right. It's been so long since I read it.
That's why now, if you read the Crimson Reign, the series, because it's not Crimson Dawn, they changed to Crimson Reign. They're the ones that are at the forefront. They end up meeting Vader, they meet Palpatine, they see everybody. So like that's why like I like the comic run. I enjoy them. Like they're doing a new comic run on Thrawn and Vader, which kind of like gives us like the behind the scenes things that we didn't get to see, that we read about in like the Thrawn alliances. But like it's cool because now you get to put like, you know, images to the words. It's really dope, which I like. I'm waiting for a live action, or animated at least. But when it comes to those characters, it would be nice to see more of them, or at least like, you know, like you were saying, Tim, you know, grow an attachment, something, you know, they would just had nothing to say, and you didn't even know like anything. We didn't really see them anyway until the Rise of Skywalker, if you think about it.
They're so cool, like their character, like the costumes and everything. It was so dope. Like they didn't use them enough. They didn't explain enough. Yeah. Like Tim said, that like they were just there. Like
it was just like.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna mention just real quick is that I remember seeing in an interview, probably multiple of them, that the actors didn't even know what the final story was. As they were filming, they were just like going with it, and they were kind of making it up as they went, and there was like no solid story. So it was like, it seems like it's just a bad writing thing, and they just, you know, throw it together, edit it, and put it out there, and let's make a buck. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of how it felt to me. But,
it's insane, man. It's insane. You know, there's so much, and that's why like I was thinking about it, like even like with Balin's character, how could you do, like what could you come up with? You know what I'm saying? Like what could you do in the sense of, you know, what are they gonna do with his character going forward? You know what I'm saying? Like for an Ahsoka season 2, what do you do? It's nothing. Like, well, you could do a prequel. Like that's what
I think they're gonna leave it that he was at peace. You know, this is what he was searching for. Because if you remember, he tells Shin, you're going a different path that I'm not going. So I think that they're just going to end it with him finding whatever he was looking for. Like in between, he wasn't really. I don't think he was evil in the sense that Sith
he was a Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so he wasn't like, oh, I gotta join them, and he was like, well, we're just hired. That's all. But he saw that she was getting dark and she was going down a different way. So he's like, hey, listen, you know what? This is where we break off. This is where you go your way.
Right.
This is where I go mine. So I think his story ends there. That he finds peace and tranquility, whatever. Maybe
he becomes like a Bendu.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I could agree with that. Maybe that's it. He's just more of a visionary.
Right.
Like that man in the mountain that you climb the mountain to seek for guidance.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Tim? What do you think happens to
I know there's a lot of stuff. Like I know he's seeking this power, and I think Abeloth is calling out to him, and I feel like she's getting old. I feel like she's going to do like a Palpatine and like embed herself with him to give this power and kind of take over him and use him as a vessel, and he'll be like obviously upgraded or Super Saiyan mode, and he'll be like one of the big bads because he always I always feel like it makes it more epic when you have a really strong Force user like a Vader or like a Palpatine as like the villain. You got the smart guy, you'll have like the Tarkin or whatever, but then you need like a strong Force user. It just makes it cooler that way. Just more,
it's like Pelion for Thrawn, like he's the one behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the problem with that is like I don't know how they really go forward with his character because like is recasting a thing? Are we okay with the recast?
I would personally, I mean, I'm always okay with recast, especially since it's like considering that, rest his soul, he passed away. I'd be cool if there was there's plenty of other candidates that I think could play the character if they were to do that, but I think the one thing they definitely should not do is I was saying it last night or the other night on Tim's stream, the facial reconstruction, CGI. I just do not think that was good in live action, personally.
Yeah. What do you think, everything? What do you think?
Well, like I said, I just, because like to me, where he ended up was like to me, it looked like the father, the son, and the daughter, which we saw in, in Clone Wars. Yeah. And so because when he said something's calling to me, something like to me, I just felt like how they ended it was like he was at peace there. Like he found whatever he's searching for. That's just how I feel.
Right, but are you okay with the recast? That's the question.
If they do it, sure. Yeah, if they're gonna recast it, yeah, I don't have a problem. I mean, no one saw that coming,
Right.
So and it sucks. It sucks.
They recasted what's his name, Henry Cavill from The Witcher. And what's the big deal with that?
That's not Lucasfilm though.
I know. So I'm just thinking like, what's the big deal like with recasting? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it everybody knows it's like, well, he passed away, so obviously if you're gonna keep the story going, then you gotta put a new guy in there. But
yeah, I don't think you have a choice if you're gonna keep the story going.
Yeah.
Or it could just be that where like this is another route that they could go to. It could be very well that maybe in his search or in his doing, he ended up dying. He didn't get to finish the job that he was doing. Maybe that's why Shin is on Peridia. Maybe she kind of takes over for that vision that he had, and she kind of becomes the Balin of everything. And then maybe but in doing so, she becomes really corrupt.
Wait, another female lead? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I don't make this up, bro. I don't make it up. I'm just saying what I'm thinking it could be if they don't do a recast. Because, again, Ray Stevenson is a special one. I think I said it on Tim's stream the other day. I mean, personally, I really wouldn't. I mean, I don't really care about it, but I think, it's like, for example, Luke Skywalker, right? When they did him in Book of Boba Fett, when they did the route of deep fake, right? I think that's what it's called. We keep saying CGI is deep fake. They did the CGI route. They didn't like it. They went the deep fake route. They ended up hiring that dude from YouTube or whatever who ended up perfecting like the deep fake, right? So could they do a deep fake with his character? Sure, they can. Will it be good? Would we want that? Is that something that we do want? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I think I would want to see a prequel version of his character, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this is the problem with the Mandalorian movie and everything like that is you have two. You talk about an oversaturation. You have Balin, who's a big bad. You have Shin, who's a big bad. You have Thrawn, who's a big bad. I mean, you have so many characters. You know, like they were. I mean, they're mercenaries, but they're also, you know, they're in the middle. Shin, we know, she's not leaning towards good. We know that. Like that's not happening. I really don't see her leaning towards the good anytime soon. So it's like, what are they gonna do with all these characters? Do they just keep them on Parade? Like that's the other thing too. What happens with like, do they just stay on Parade and just die? How do they get back to the main galaxy? You know, because in reality, Ezra didn't know that that's where the Purrgil were gonna go. He has no idea. He just again hopped on the ship when they went back with the IS Ion, and then that was it. You know, the only one who really knows is Thrawn, unless they, you know, they get those plans and stuff to figure it out. But you know, and then also too, now you're incorporating Night Sisters. Like you're like that's a whole nother thing. Like, where was that in the sequel trilogy? Like, that's what I mean, is that like they're just throwing so much shit. And I get it. They say Dave Filoni's the savior, he's gonna save Star Wars and all this stuff, but like, where's the saving? Because if he's been there and he knows everything, right? Because if you think about it, all the material that's been coming out is stuff that touches the Clone Wars, like that era. So why hasn't it been perfected now? So we're calling this man the leader, the savior, and everything like that. Look, listen, I think he's great. He gave us the Clone Wars. He gave us an insight of what, you know,
But he's no George Lucas, that's for sure. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But no, he's not. But that's my problem, is that why are we at a point now where we're grabbing stuff from Legends, like, you know, Thrawn, okay, you canonized him from, you know, Rebels, whatever, Rebels did it, they decanonized whatever, or they canonized, I'm sorry, and then brought him in here now as well. But like, how does this all add up? Because I think it's like, what, we're only like 30 years away or less. Because how old is Kylo Ren in the sequel trilogy? Do you know, Tim?
He's like 30. He's
right.
Yeah, he's about 30.
Isn't he the same age as Jason? I think he is, if I'm not mistaken.
I think somewhere around that. Ahsoka takes place, is it it's 10 years? Like it's 10 years after Rebels.
Right, or 10 or 20 years after, I think, Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So you figure, I think there's another 30 before the First Order starts. But you figure how, like, where, and that's the other, like, where does Snow come into all of this? And then Palpatine was alive still, like, because again, that's what the sequels say. So how does that fit into all of this? Where does he play a part? This is like the confusing part.
This is the thing. What you're explaining, in my mind, what I hear is like, this is just people that don't know how to write a story, or there's too many like authority heads in the whole thing. Like, no, they're not really coming together to write one thing. They're kind of like, no, I want to put my little taste in there and my taste in there, and everybody's got a split vision. So it looks like you're looking cross-eyed, and we're like, what's going on? That's why it seems confusing, I think.
I just think just because like I think I do this every day, so like I'm like I'm even like
you're like hyper fixated.
I think it's just like I'm like, it's like an overload. I think I'm oversaturated with all this.
Well,
like,
you know what it is? It's fan service. That's what it is. They realized, okay, we screwed up. Now how can we make up for it? Let's
just
put
write
in
a good story.
Let's put but they don't think that way. So they're like put in Cad Bane, right? Everybody wants to see Cad Bane. That was great. I admit that was great.
I like Cad Bane.
He was fine. I had no problem with him.
Let's put in Shin. So they try to let's put in Great Admiral Thrawn. They try to throw in everything we wanted, because they realize, shoot, if we throw in everything they want now, we'll get some people back. You know, and that's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, they out of all people should know that just because you throw a bunch of nice visual effects on your movie doesn't mean it's gonna make a good movie, and you're not gonna make some money off of it. If the story sucks, nobody cares about whether the fact, you know, Thrawn's in there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like, well, what's happening in the story? It's like, if it's just Thrawn coming up to the camera and being like, "I'm Thrawn," and that's it. Like, it doesn't really feel like
needs to work out a little bit, though. I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm sorry.
What's that?
It needs to work out a little bit. I'm not gonna front. Like,
he needs to get rid of it. Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand that part. You know, like that's the other thing that's wild to me. Like, let's call a spade, man. I'm not trying to talk about. Listen, during COVID, I'm what? I'll be honest. I'll keep it a buck. I'm freaking 160. During COVID, I went to 193. I'm not ashamed of it. I have no problem.
Holy crap.
Listen, it happens, bro. It happens. Listen, baking those cookies and those cupcakes and brownies, it's a thing. I get it, man. I get it. But like, you on Peridia, you on another planet. You don't even know what kind of food they got there. How are you eating that good? How are you eating that good? Like that's just wild to me.
Well, he's got all those people serving him, so he's probably just like, "Hey, you want to eat this thing? All right, why not? Let's try."
I'm just, like I'm just saying, man. Like you gonna
we
make
got those turtle people. It'll last a couple of months.
I was gonna say he's eating the naughty people, dude. The little naughties, like hunting the naughties and eating them.
What is he, Majin Buu?
Yeah.
What is he, Majin Buu? He's just eating. He's fucking inherit. Like, what is this guy? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, my thing is this. I think it's one of those things. He was eating those hounds. Yeah, he was. I don't even. Yeah, or those turtle-like people. Those crab-like people. There you go. My thing is this. I think. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
He probably eating those turtles. Those turtles are pretty big, man. Like, don't they?
Right, and
they
they
die
come
on
to
the planet?
die there. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Cutting up the meat. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think that. Damn.
Getting some. He had steak every night, man.
I didn't even think about that. That's so. Oh, damn.
That's a good. That's a good. What if video? What if the reason why he got fat?
Listen, how it all adds up, man.
Yeah.
We solved the case. Chase is on the case. What is
Figured
that?
it out.
Oh, snap.
That's my theory. That and his space Bowflex broke. So
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like we didn't even, what character we didn't even mention as well, talking about women empowerment all the more. Freaking Morgan Elsbeth, like that was a whole nother character.
She was a great character though.
She was
great. She was a
like
great character.
They did her really good. I have to say they did her phenomenal. That fight against Ahsoka was really good. I liked it actually.
Again, I got no complaints about Ahsoka. I Andor maybe could use some more action, but it was overall it was a pretty good story. I mean, I thought it was really good. The Kenobi, we all know what the biggest problem with that was. Someone gets stabbed and they're alive and stabbed. Hi, I'm back again. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. There's a fire. I put a fire out on Kenobi and he doesn't even get burnt. And all of a sudden the flames go high. I can't put him out now. Let me back off. That was the worst. But, I think that it was a good story. I think the characters were good in Ahsoka. I think it was well done. I thought it was everything. It had a little everything. It didn't make you feel woman empowerment or man empowerment. I think it was just about right. I think that again, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's really. Let me read what Danny. It's like Forrest Gump with all the ways to cook shrimp. Thrawn had all the ways to cook Pergo, fried, roasted, It's true.
And the thing is too, like the thing is too about like the whole like woman empowerment or whatever, and they're them acting like men has had too much of the limelight. It's like, well, men are that's what a man is. You know what I'm saying? Like they are the stronger vessel. So it's like
I wouldn't go there with that architect.
But anyway, but that's not my point. Well, but that's not really my point. My point is that men, Luke Skywalker is it's a natural thing, father and son story. Like tell the story between a mother and a daughter or something. If you want to do the,
I think that'd be actually pretty dope. I think that would.
That's all I'm saying. That's not sexist or misogynistic or whatever.
I agree.
It's like we're not. It would be the same thing as this. It's like if you tried to go into a woman's show or whatever and started trying to use men to be the feminine characters in their stuff, and then been like, "Woman, y'all need to watch the show that you like," with all the men taking over the women's characters. Nobody would like that. Come on.
Yeah, like Barbie.
So ridiculous.
Like
what? Be like what?
Barbie.
Like Barbie.
Yeah, like making. Yeah, it would just be stupid, and that's kind of how it looks to all of us.
Yeah, see, Barbie knows it's like niche audience, and that's why it was successful. Like it was appeasing towards like women. Women went out to see it. I went to see it because YouTube or whatever. But like, I mean, the I Love Ken stuff was great though.
You wanted to see.
Yeah, I was in hot pink, bro. I was looking nice.
Well, listen. Would you take Ripley from Aliens and make it a guy? Could you see Laura Craft being a guy? I mean,
do you see what I'm saying?
I can't see that. How about the Black Widow? You know, it's a guy. You know,
No, because it's a woman's character, so it's like
yes,
you're
exactly.
trying
I
to
would
make
look good
the
in the
men.
black. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh god.
But that's the point that people are not seeing is
Wonder
that
Woman.
they're
you know?
trying to make, they're
Wonder
trying to, like,
Man.
what if we went back and said, oh, well, Hulk is now She-Hulk or whatever? It's like,
Right.
He is.
it doesn't make any, technically he is now.
He is.
Yeah, you're right.
They did a whole show on
Yeah.
it. You didn't watch it, Architect?
I didn't actually watch that one. No.
No.
Man. You're not missing out.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
was.
That's
It
why I
was,
didn't
it
watch
was bad.
And then oh my god, what is it? Hulk's
I'm
son?
infinitely more stronger than you are.
Wasn't Hulk's son in it at the end that he looks like terrible?
Oh yeah, the haircut, man. Or wait, no, what? Yeah, it was. And like Daredevil showed up at the end too. Like he was like dating She-Hulk.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Danny says loved She-Hulk. I think out of all the shows, oh yeah, Scar. Yeah, Scar. There you go. Yeah, they didn't do him good though. I didn't like how they did him. He kind of looked a little weird, man. Like I think his hair was receded. If that was like not to offend anybody with a receded, but I think that was the problem. Like his hair was like all the way back. I don't remember. It was something like that. The CGI just didn't look good on him, but whatever.
Yeah.
But going back to this, you know, I just think the biggest issue is that there is an oversaturation without us even knowing it, because like I said before, you still have the Night Sisters. Talk about women oversaturated. That's a planet of Night Sisters. Like how much that's gonna be crazy whenever they show that in live action, right? Talk about that. And then if they bring back whatever's in those catacombs, like what, they're just gonna kill them all? Because that was a lot of freaking like things that we saw in freaking Ahsoka. So I'm like, damn, how does this play? Like I can't see the freaking New Republic even freaking winning that battle. I don't know.
Yeah. I think is like we're all kind of agreeing. We don't mind strong female characters or leads or whatever. Just don't overcompensate. Make it like more balanced. Like balance.
Don't be don't make the entire objective of her character to be stronger than a man and make that the entire point of the story. It's like, okay, we get it. Women can be strong. Yes, there are strong women, but what makes a woman is her femininity, not her ability to be more masculine than a man. That's not what a woman is. Just saying.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree.
And then the last, okay.
Yeah, one thing about like the good female character, she might not physically be able to match someone like a Darth Vader, but the way you could like make her compete like Ahsoka is like you use your other abilities like your cunningness, your like tactics, or more defensive, and you look for opportunities to kind of counter. That makes like a good female character.
Yeah, like her wits or something, like that would show women as like in that sense that they're trying to make them look through this means. If she were to use her her smarts a little bit more, people would perceive the woman like, wow, she's actually, I really like her. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why people like Shin, I think, because she's kind of like more laid back in it, and then people will give her the the chance to prove herself or whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then to touch on the last, with women, we'll kill it with this one. So, as you guys know, like I said, it's been talked about everywhere. Yeah, with the delay, and we'll get to her salary cap after, if she even has a cap at that point. But I think she signed for like, what is that deal? 7-year deal.
I heard 12 mil.
She got signed to the, what is it? Lucasfilm All-Stars. So we'll see what happens with that. But what is it? Lucasfilm confirms Rey Star Wars movie hasn't been delayed. So there was a thing a little while. I know you were talking about it, Tim. It was a little bit of back. I think everybody's been talking about this for like the past 2 weeks now. Is that it was delayed, wasn't delayed, then delayed. What is it? German Luger of Gizmodo had talked about the writer Stephen Knight and how basically he's just revising his script, and that's why you heard Daisy Ridley talk about, which I had a feeling is that she was kind of like she had read a certain script, but then like I think they had made a new one and she hasn't read the new one, which I knew was going to be a thing. But then also too, we had the announcement right after that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie was coming out. So everybody kind of like hit panic mode and was like, "Oh no, we don't know what's gonna happen now." Everybody thought this was gonna get canceled. Like, what was the other one? Rogue Squadron. So we didn't know what was next, but it's not delayed. It's still fine. They're just working on the writing. What were your thoughts on this, Tim, when you heard this news of the back and forth? And overall, what do you think? Do you think it'll come out? Well, no, they're saying now it's gonna come out, I think, after the Mandalorian, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I think everything Star Wars is kind of harkening on this. Like, I don't know what, like, we don't know what to believe. Like, these articles come out, it's like, oh no, it's delayed. It's not delayed. And then now, not only it's not delayed, Ray Bay's making $12.5 million, yo.
How did you do that?
She's banking. So, like, I don't know what to believe. And I feel like it's so reactionary and random. And was this Mandalorian and Grogu movie always planned? Like, but they just weren't telling us. How does this come out of nowhere? And it's like, oh no, this is coming out first. Forget what I said a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
yeah.
They said this was
know
coming out 2025. They said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they said a lot of things. They said December of 23 we were supposed to get a movie. Didn't happen. Then it was supposed to be December 25. Then they this one was supposed to do it. But no, now Jon Favreau is going to do it. Oh, but now listen,
yeah, what happened with that? I thought Dave
no
Filoni was doing it. Now it's Jon Favreau.
I have no freaking clue who's doing the movie, and I have no idea what movie's coming out until they actually physically put it out there. I really don't anymore. I give up. It's hard to be excited about things when you keep hearing this and then they throw it out. Remember, this all started a long time ago when we were supposed to have a Kenobi movie and a Boba Fett movie, and then the streaming service came in and they axed that,
Yeah.
They were working on that. And then they just cut ties with it and said, oh, no, we're going to do a TV show. We're going to use our streaming service. And that's what they did because they panicked. They panicked. Solo made them panic. And I know some people hated it. I loved it. There's some things I would have edited out of it. Didn't need the shower scene. There was some other stuff. But besides that, overall, I thought it was a good movie. I saw it. But, they panicked and they're in fear and they're worried. And, you can't be in fear. You just have to go for it. That's it. You just have to go for it.
Yeah. What do you think, Architect?
Yeah, we talked about this on Tim's stream the other night. And it's just like, yeah, okay, you guys are scrummaging around trying to like make sure that nobody knows that you guys you don't really have a handle on these things, on any of this stuff. And I said this on Tim's stream. It's like, I'm a musician and I have a lot of projects that I start and don't finish. I think that's like a normal thing for musicians, and it kind of feels like that. It feels like you guys just say you're going to, you only have it written down, maybe that we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, and then like you don't have anything finished or you don't even have anything written, but you're already trying to go jump the gun on it. And that's the reason why you always have to backpedal. And I know this from, I'm a producer as well. And like, I know, when I put music out, it's only after the fact that it's completely done am I going to say something about it. Cause I don't want to have to pedal backwards and be like, oh, by the way, I didn't do it because I didn't get the guitars recorded or something. And and it just seems really unprofessional. And, that all being said, I think Daisy Ridley is a super attractive actress. She's gorgeous, man. She really is. And, Rey could have been a really unique character had maybe she been trained by, like Leia or something instead. And then like the whole the Jedi Order could have came together under Luke and also had her part of it. She could have been kind of like a Kyle Katarn type or Mara Jade like character. Like the story could have gone so much better than it did. But yeah, they don't know how to tell a story.
Well, that's why it took them until the Rise of Skywalker to figure out who the hell her father was. Because remember that was one of the things they were talking about was that she was supposed to be Obi-Wan Kenobi's daughter. They were saying
I thought that's what she was too. Yeah,
that's what they would have been
cool.
That would have been dope. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I had thought about that for a little while because I remember I thought that was the most obvious one, and that would have really made a nice attachment with Luke, and then talk about you have like Kanan's son with Ezra. How dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see the similarities there, like the I thought that would have been really, really cool, but they went a different
Yeah.
route. So, do we really care about her making this money, this 12.5 million?
I could care less.
Whatever.
That's good for her. Good for you. You know, like they have to pay you a lot in order to do this because I don't think even.
I was surprised about that. Like that, people were making a big stink about her getting paid
Who
this
cares?
much.
Yeah, who cares?
We care. Yeah, we care about Star Wars, and we're talking about Star Wars. We don't care about that. There's plenty of people that are billionaires and make a ton of money, and we don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's true.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's true. No, I don't disagree with you guys there.
Yeah.
I think it's just. I think we've come to a point with social media and everything. We live in a jealous and society that thing where everybody has to have their 2 cents about something, and it's just like, just let it rock, yo. Like,
who cares? Yeah.
Guys, I hate to cut this, but I got to get going because my daughter's got to eat. She's got school tomorrow.
Sounds good, man.
I got to.
Thank you so
good to
much
meet
for
you, man.
Jet out.
Hey,
guys, it was great to meet you, Tim.
Good to meet you too.
Architect, man. I hope I get to see you guys in the future, man.
Absolutely, yeah, man.
I'll if you guys got a channel, hopefully Sith will send it to me. I'll sub up and check out your stuff.
Likewise, brother. Yeah.
Man.
Let everybody know where to find you.
Sure. Well, channels everything Star Wars. Also, Rob's Rules. You could find me there. I'm here. You're there. I got to work on my stuff now. Get going again. I love Star Wars. I always do. There was always going to be controversy. There's going to be things I love about it. There's going to be things I hate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you'll come on. You'll talk about it. Say, hey, I hate this. I like this, and that's fine. Whatever you like, whatever you don't like, is great. You know why? Because we all care about this, and that we're passionate about it. And whether you like the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, doesn't matter to me. It just matters that you love something, and that's it. Right. That's what we're here to talk about. So, guys, it's been great, great conversation. Thank you for having me, and you guys check out. Be well.
We'll talk about anything. I'll call you tomorrow during lunch.
Definitely.
See you.
Good night, Good night, guys.
Later, man.
Later.
Good guy.
Cool, really cool guy.
Yeah, for sure. And for whoever doesn't know, I'll show his channel at the very end, the way we always do when we end.
Nice.
So that way you guys could see his channel and know where to find him. Then the last one that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll call it a night, is the What If. There had been rumors that Daniel Richman put out from Lucasfilm that they're developing its own What If type of style of a Star Wars show. I mean, there's no shortage right here of twists that creators could put together, especially animated. I mean, I think this opens up a can of worms. What are your thoughts? Throw it at you, Tim.
I think this is awesome. I mean, if this is true, man, there's so many possibilities they can do. I know they had some sort of comics back in the day where they were like, they did a lot of this. So yeah, I think this is definitely a good thing. Like we're kind of speculating, like, what if Mace Windu would have survived? What if Obi-Wan turned evil? Or what if Anakin would have beat Obi-Wan on Mustafar? So yeah, I think this is a dub if they do it.
How dope would this have been right here? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
That'd
be insane.
That would have been freaking, or even this right here. Talking about what you were saying, Tim, right here.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, what if even like the one
that'd be
right? Like the other one that I was thinking about too, that we were talking about, like, what about freaking Starkiller, man?
Bro, come on. Just give us Starkiller in a What If series. What if Starkiller was in canon?
What if
they just need to do it?
They can do an episode on that. I mean, why not, right? So I think they could focus on all the things that everybody would want to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Like, Marvel has done it, and it's been good. I mean, Tim, what did you think? I didn't even get to ask you. I didn't know if I don't know if I got to talk to you about it, but like, for the Marvel, did you enjoy the whole What If season 2? Or
I liked it. My favorite episode by far is the first episode. With Nebula. It felt like this kind of Blade Runner style, just like the twist at the end. Well, there was like 2 twists, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. But yeah, I think it was just I liked it. I don't think it was like great. Like, obviously, there's some episodes I was like, okay, this is really cool, and others I was just like, man, it was something. It was, it was entertaining, but.
Yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. I mean, I think for Star Wars, to be honest with you, if they go off of the characters, right, that we've grown up to, know and love, there's so many good what ifs they can do. Like, I think Marvel's a little bit different because you can go wrong with Marvel, especially if you're talking about like B or C characters. But like, man, if Star Wars could just focus on like, a Leia, a Luke, Kenobi, Mace Windu. You know, like what if Palpatine didn't end up succumbing to everything that he did? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if
That'd
he,
be cool.
what if Order 66 didn't happen? How would that have all played out? You know what I'm saying? Would Anakin still have turned? Would he have stayed? Like, what if, he ended up killing Palpatine and taking over, and then Padme survives? Like, there's so many what ifs, and
yeah,
I think this is a show.
Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
I hope if it's true, yeah, it'd be so awesome. I've always said to myself and that to other people that it'd be great if they did a what if series, because I mean Marvel started the comics way back when or whatever, and I think that they're like missing a shot doing that, not doing it really. But the only thing that I would be hesitant about is just as long as it's you know in that realm of keeping it about the stories and stuff, and we can just focus on that and forget all the other garbage that's just been like tainting everything as of late.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Tim, what's what if you would want to see if they were to do this? What would an episode that you would want?
Yeah, I was just thinking about they had the Dooku stuff. What if Dooku would have like survived, or like what if Dooku would have turned good or something, or what if he would have never went evil? He would have just stayed
Dude,
good. Or what if Darth Maul? What if Darth Maul took out Obi-Wan in that first fight? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been so. Yeah,
What
there's
about you?
so many cool things.
What about you, Architect? What's one that you really would want to see?
Well, I definitely would like to see a Star Killer one. That's one for sure. But like anything Old Republic, like I don't know if it'd be cool if they brought some of the game stuff, the game lore into that maybe, and just what if Gray Jedi were a real thing? That'd be a cool thing, at least for me. But yeah, it's just I think what else? Oh, what if Qui-Gon didn't die?
That's what
That would be
I was
that would
gonna
be great. I love, me. I know we're all big fans of him. He'd be awesome to see that.
How
Or
would that have played out with Anakin Skywalker? Would he have still turned? Right.
yeah, and like would he have
yeah,
just like become the chosen one through a better means than falling to the dark side and just like being a you know you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. My
Great thing.
brain's shutting down.
Gray
Yeah.
Jedi had a real thing. His name is literally Gray Jedi.
Yeah, I know. No, you know what I mean, Great
Yeah,
Jedi.
I know. No, but
Yeah.
I think it's a whole thing. Like, even like, for example, you could even do it where this would be a good one to see. Then Ahsoka season 2 or season 1 wouldn't have happened. What if Ahsoka died on Malachor V against Vader?
Mm.
That would have been
Yeah, bro, that would be really epic. And
like what?
Ezra didn't pull her out or whatever of the World Between Worlds. Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been a good one. I think that'd be a really, really good. I mean, there's so many ways that they can go. There's so many stories that they can tell. I mean, what if freaking Padme turned and freaking killed Anakin and killed everybody? Like, there's so many ways that they could go about this.
really.
It's exciting. It's really good to see the future Star Wars. Hopefully, maybe it might look good if that's something that is true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's things that I know that I've heard. It looks like it's on the cusp of something good, but then again, things are always changing. So who the hell really knows?
Yeah,
With what's going on over there.
we shall see.
At Lucasfilm. But I want to thank everybody for hopping on. We really appreciate you guys. As you guys know, we are the Rad Batch. Oh man, my voice is shot. Tim, let everybody know what you have coming up, where to find you. I'm gonna pull up your channel too.
As far as stuff, I'm currently re-editing or cutting up clips from our last stream, so I'm going to try to have at least 7 videos to post once a day, or a video a day. And then I don't know, just continue to cover the Star Wars news. There's a lot of it that seems to be dropping. And I think that's about it. I'm just going to be posting clips from the stream, and then my next actual stream, if there's a bunch of more Star Wars news this week, or like, I mean, Marvel or DC, maybe I'll cover that on Friday again. Friday seems like a good night to stream, so maybe we'll be back on Friday night. But thanks for glad to be back on the Rad Batch.
Yeah,
yes, for sure. For you now, Architect, let everybody know what you have coming up, where to find you.
Okay. Yeah, you can just you can just check me out here on YouTube and also TikTok and Instagram. And basically, I just I do a little bit less news. I do news occasionally, but not like Darth Eternal does or Tim. But I'll occasionally do some news stuff. But I like to do more fan film type stuff. So I'm always, putting up things like that. But I just put out a new video today about how Anakin's life, went the way that it did due to his thinking. So if you want to check that out, it's pretty cool. I think.
Yeah, I saw the video today. Really, really
Yeah.
good video.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I'm not gonna spoil it, so you guys.
Yeah. Check it out if you want to. Yeah.
Please go check it out and give these guys a sub. Give them a follow on Instagram. Follow them on TikTok as well. Really, really good bunch of guys. It's been really nice since we've been streaming together. I know we were a little MIA, holidays, and also me with COVID. But as you see, I'm back today. We're back, and I'm back because freaking my throat is killing me. So all stream, I've been dying. But I do want to give a shout out to the main homie that came on today, Rob's Rules. Let's get this man. He's almost at 11,000. He hasn't put anything up.
Wow.
He has a story, and he'll talk about that, or maybe he has. I don't know when he wants. But really good channel. Talks a lot about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. Really covered that really, really well. He's still a lot of live streams, so definitely go check him out, man. Go check him out, guys. What I have, as you guys know, I put daily stuff out, so just go check out my content. Tomorrow I'll have another video out. And other than that, we want to thank you guys so much. We'll be back next Sunday. Sounds good, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, we'll be back on the main grind. We'll be back, and we'll talk about whatever new news is out for Star Wars, because there's been something out every week. So see what happens, because we're also getting closer. Like they got to put something out with Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte, and Tales of the Jedi season.
Right.
So see what happens with that. Maybe we'll get something this week. But thank you guys so much for hopping on. Make sure to hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. Horns up. Have a great night. Take care, guys.
See you guys.